How's it going? Welcome back to the old school Let's Play world. And today, we're doing something a little different. We finished up things over at the mining colony in the last episode, and we started talking about what we want to do next, which I'm pretty sure is going to be moving towards the coast and building some kind of like trading port. But I don't have a lot of time this week, and I want to get something built in the world. So I think what we're going to do today instead is a little bit of set dressing. We're just going to do some decoration in the world and add a little scene down here. I think I've mentioned it in a previous episode. I think it'd be really cool if there was like a little mine cart that went back and forth here between the two big hills. And we could do like a little cave in there. Maybe someone lives in there or something. We'll do like a lower, we'll try to match this pallet a little bit with the supports and stuff. And it'll be like a little train track underneath the bridge. And yeah, I just think it'll look cool and fills up this area a little bit. We built this big, beautiful gorge. We might as well decorate it a little bit. Let's get some materials. We're not going to need a lot for this build because, I mean, it's going to be a hole in the ground. Most of the work's going to be digging. Maybe we'll grab the beacon and bring it over here as well. And we'll just dig out a little bit of a little hole to start here and then get an idea of where we're going to go from there. So let's grab the beacon, I guess. This probably makes sense just to be a little bit faster. And then dig a little bit of a hole. Now, if only I can remember where I put the beacon. I'm sure we'll find it. Hey Greg, how's it going? Alright, I'm pretty sure we shoved it in a shulker box. Question is, where did we put that shulker box? Is it in here? I don't see it immediately jumping out at me. You know, we did use the beacon to work over at the mining colony. There is a chance that we left it there. Hey Greg, you see my beacon? Yeah, I figured you hadn't. Jeez, Scruffy. I guess we'll ride back over to the mining colony, and hopefully we left it there. This is the last place I remember having our beacon. I had placed it in a gray shulker right next to this little pile of rocks. Now let's check. We were sleeping in here. Nope. We also were jumping in and out of the iron area, so maybe we left it down by our bed in the iron area. Also, no. Gotta sleep and then continue to adventure. What else have I worked on lately? You know, we did start blocking out the pathway over to where we might put the port colony. Maybe I thought that I would need it for digging through some of the mountain over here. Let's go check. This is still very much a work in progress, and this may or may not even be where we end up putting the pathway, but I wanted to start kind of getting something in place. It is a little bit of a hike to the current location, but I want it to be on the coastline, obviously, and I don't want it to be right next to the woodcutter village, so this was kind of the next best spot. Isn't seeming promising. We got a barrel here, though. Nope, just some wood and stuff. We did block out a little bit of a dock here. I kind of wanted to get a feel for the coastline, so we built like a little dock just so that I could kind of, you know, start working on a pallet. It's alright. We're going to need like multiple docks, and they'll need to be longer and stuff, but that is not what today's episode's about. We need our beacon, and I cannot seem to find this thing. I guess we'll head back to the tavern. It must be in the basement, but I just cannot find this beacon. I'm sure I put it somewhere where I would definitely remember it, but you know how that goes. Oh. Wow. Apparently, I'm just blind. Why wouldn't it be in my random off-spec wood and building materials chest? Just like one of the most important shulkers in my entire world. Just slap it in the chest. Way to go, old me. Nailed it. You weren't very helpful, Greg. Hi. Alright, Birdie. Let's get this hole dug. This is only step one, and we have really wasted a lot of time. That was easy. Alright, let's dig this hole. We want to go far enough down the side of the cliff here that we have like a good face to work with. Unfortunately, we're going to go a little lower than I anticipated. I was hoping that you'd be able to see it from the bridge, but because of the way this slopes off, I don't really want to put it too far over this way. So I think we're going to put it in this face, which means we're going to be a little bit down below, but we know it's here, so we can, you know, hop up on the ledge and peek at it, or we can still see it from the lip over here if we ever hang out there. So somewhere in this face, probably our best option. Let's do a little bit of digging. All right, we've got the initial little hole dug here. I do think that we're going to want to dig a hole on the opposite side. We won't decorate it as much as we decorate this side because, I mean, this is just supposed to be like a little Easter egg in our world, but we'll dig out a little bit of a hole for the minecart to travel into before it turns around and comes back down to this side. We've got a little bit more work to do in terms of like the granite, diorite. I want to get it all cleaned up and textured nice. And I want to do a gradient on the ends of either tunnel where it fades from stone probably all the way to like black concrete. So it looks like a never-ending tunnel going into the wall. So yeah, I'm gonna go get the materials for that. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup on the walls and do some texturing, and then I'll check back in when it makes sense. I'll see you in a minute. All right, we've got both holes dug and textured. That one's a little less, dug out, and it's, a little shorter, but it's, again, it's really just somewhere for the minecart to go so that it can come back, right? So we've got our little effect here. I think this came up pretty good. I should have gone maybe a little deeper, so we could have transitioned slower into the darkness. But I still think this kind of sells like, oh no, it's the infinite void. Of course, you throw an item there, it kind of breaks the illusion, but you get the point. That looks like it just keeps going forever, which is what I wanted. Or at least it keeps going for, further than what is actually just like one block. All right, now I've got the holes dug. I've got them textured up. Got some stairs, little bips and bobs. Now we're gonna put in the train track and do a little bit of a scene here. I'm thinking just like maybe a little campfire, a seat, some benches, some barrels, some furnaces, just like someone's been living here and, whoever runs the mine just lets them hang out because who cares if they're living in a hole by the mine entrance. I don't really know where this mine would go because we do have the mining colony, but I'm not really getting like, maybe this is more of like an abandoned mine shaft, but for whatever reason, this cart still runs back and forth. Maybe it's haunted. I don't know. We gotta think of some other lore reason for it, but I think it'll look cool and be fun in the world. So we get back to work and I'll design a little bit of a, hangout area and a train track. We're going to use this pillar design for the supports for the train track, so that part's pretty easy and straightforward, and then just enough to add a little bit of life to the world. All right, let's get to work. Here it is. Another little piece of the world's complete. We've got ourselves a thing. I still don't know what to call this. It's like a little temporary shelter for one of the workers, maybe. I don't know. I just thought it would look cool, and it does, all right? It's not important. But we got a little train track going back and forth. Got this guy, a little fireplace, little seat to sit in. It's got a bed. It's a fun little thing. And really, I just wanted the reason to put a minecart going back and forth here. Because I think it's fun when stuff in your world moves. And this world is very, very static. Now, this isn't as crazy as some of the recent redstone stuff I've been seeing on YouTube with the fans and waterfalls, but this is a little bit more old school. And you know what? Still just a little bit of something else in the world that's moving around. I think that's pretty cool. I will say I thought it was going to be cooler, but that's okay. We got the beacon picked up. Build's done. Not every build in your world has to be grandiose. Sometimes it can just be a fun little project, and it's raining. I do wish that the build was a little bit more visible from up here on the hill, but it's still cool. We don't have a great vantage point from the path, but it really wouldn't have worked over here, I don't think, because there's just too much sloping, and I wasn't about to go recalibrate the environment. So instead, it's more of like an Easter egg in the world, I guess. It's probably a better way to look at it. Just a thing that someone may never even come across, but we know it's down there, and we built it. So that's cool. Still love this view from the bridge of the mining colony. Just barely poking through those trees over there. And well, this brings us to a close for a little bit in the old school world. We've got a new project coming up, and I'm super excited about it. But I really want to keep things moving. And so we're going to put a little bit of a hiatus on the old school world. It's not gone forever, but it's gone for a little bit. Can't wait to get started on the new thing. I hope you'll come along. If you made it this far in the episode, I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good one.